Good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors, on the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page, the Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel, Mike Avery Outdoors Vimeo feed, and any place else, any other way I can figure out how to make it happen. No, I don't. No, I don't want to do. Really? Huh. I'm not going to worry about that too much. But good evening, Ed. How are you? What do you think, Ed? Should we give away some Speedy Blaze next week? I'm not going to ask you to do it tonight. How about next week? Hello, Craig. How are you? Captain Todd, nice to have you along with us tonight for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Hello, Gary. How are you? Who have we got with us tonight? We've got John. John is watching while kayak fishing. How cool is that? Bernie says, good evening. Well, good evening back to you, Bernie. Mike, good evening to you. Hey, Johnny. Johnny, I'm getting so excited. Ed says, heck yes, we should give away some Speedy Blaze next week, so let's plan on doing that. Yeah, I'm doing real well, George. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. On another edition of Wednesday Night Live. My man. I got to find that. I got to find that so I can hide it again. Otherwise, I won't be able to. There we go. I'm still playing around, still learning how to use this new software. Hello, Randy. Nice to have you with us. And I don't have a guest tonight. Tonight it's just you and me, and we're going to give away some freaking pickles here in a little bit, but no guest tonight. Tonight I want to see what's on your mind. I want to answer your questions. I want to talk about the issues you are concerned about. And I'll bring up a couple as well. Oh, there we go. Peace and good health. David, that's very nice. That's a wonderful thing to say. Great evening to sit on the porch and watch Wednesday Night Live. I can't argue with that, Jerry. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it very much. Hey, Chevy. How are you doing, buddy? Dave Chevalier, Crossbow Warriors. Nice to have you along with us. Dave, did you say you had surgery today? How did that go? Hopefully it went well, right? Hopefully it went well. 15 yards right for the shot. Yes, 15 yards is beautiful. You give me a 15-yard shot, Johnny, and I'm happy all day long because I will practice that shot, and I will practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it till I can do it in my sleep, which is pretty much what you need for a recurve, right? The Mighty Mo, meaning the Mighty Missouri from Newaygo. Hey, Carlos, nice to have you along with us. The Mighty Muskegon. I think I said Missouri. The Mighty Muskegon. Bernie says he got his order of freaking pickles this week. Peanut butter and horseradish sandwiches are a must. Peanut butter, horseradish, and pickles. Whatever works for you, Bernie, right? Whatever works for you. Anyway, if you're new to this, my name is Mike Avery. I am an outdoor broadcaster from Michigan. I've been doing this for been in broadcasting almost 40 years now. I've been in it since before I had hair, and the hair that I had in my face wasn't white. That's how long I've been doing this. These days, doing radio now, podcasting, a lot of social media like this Wednesday Night Live. Tim, I did today. You had asked me to ask Glenn Duncan when I interviewed him on the radio show if he was doing any in-person CPL training, CPL concealed pistol license. He is not. At this point, he is not. Hopefully, you'll be able to see. Yeah, I know that feeling. Not right now, not so much. I hear that, man. But thank God, my eye it's healed up. My bubble that they had to put into my eye to fix it and hold it in place last week, Wednesday, went away. So I am good to go. Dick and Jane were kids. Pete was a puppy. I don't know what that means. Oh, now I know what it means. And a fella gets turned around in the bush. Hey, Rob, I don't get turned around in the bush unless I'm following Ross Elliott. I do pretty well without Ross. Hey, Lori, how are you? It's okay, Lori. It's okay if you weren't with us this morning. I know you have things to do. What do you mean was a beast? I'm still a beast, Brad. I'm just an older, grayer beast. Sitting here on the deck wishing you had some Mike Avery Hunter sticks from Michigan Brand Meats. Well, that's something I should give away too. And we will do that. John got his Easy Crankbait tuner from offshore. I had Nick DeShano from Offshore Tackle here on Wednesday Night Live last week. We gave some of those away. Tonight, we're going to give away some freaking pickles. Sherry Harpum's going to be joining us shortly, and we will do that. I will not bring her onto the show. What are you saying here? Lagged. Tim, the answer is they are not doing in-person CPL classes at Duncan's right now. It is a beautiful evening, Jeff, isn't it? Beautiful evening. Who's going live? You're going live. Lori's going live at 8:30 tonight. Lori, I'm an old man. On a good night at 8:30, I'm in bed. That's not exactly true, but you're going to Florida. What are you going to do? What are you going to do down there, Lori? Some fishing, I hope. I know. I took it as nothing less than a compliment. Not a problem, Brad. Okay, cannot wait to hear your conversation with Lance Valentine about our favorite. I'm telling you what, and you know this, Craig. Lance Valentine is absolutely amazing. He is one of the most interesting, intense, smart guys that I know. And I had him on the radio show this week, and we spent about 40 minutes talking about what's going on in Saginaw Bay this summer, why the fish aren't where they normally are, why my beloved skinny water is dead. It's a pretty good conversation. In fact, now that you bring it up, I told you earlier, if you're new to this, I also do a syndicated radio show. It's on almost 30 stations across the great state of Michigan. AM and FM show stations. Glenn Duncan's, and it's a 3-hour show. Glenn Duncan is on with me in the first hour of this week's show. And he's talking about they're back in business now. They had to close their doors for a while, right? Because of the COVID thing. Well, they're back in business now. And they're selling guns. But the guns they're selling are home defense and pistols, concealed carry guns. People are concerned about things right now. And that's understandable. And then at the end of the first hour, a conversation with Dr. Kelly Wersing. Kelly is a breast cancer surgeon who was the highest bidder last fall in our online auction for Real Men Wear Pink to Fight Breast Cancer. So she's a breast cancer surgeon, and she donated a whole bunch of money in that auction to go fishing with me. So I thought that was very cool. She wraps up the first hour with us. Turns out she's a hardcore hunter or a fisherman. Very cool. Really liked her and her family. Then in hour number 2, Lance Valentine of Walleye 101 and Teaching Fishing. And as always, it's a very interesting conversation. This time, one of our topics is, why should you calibrate your trolling reels? Now you're thinking what I was, right? What's it matter if it says 101? If it says 100 feet, what's it matter if it's really putting out 99 feet or if it's putting out 101 feet? Lance explains why it does indeed matter, and he explains how to calibrate those reels as well. Then Ted Harpum of Dart and Archery. They're back in business. They're making bows again now. And then the end of hour number 2, the Ask Avery segment. I'll come back to that in a minute. In hour number 3, Michigan's Mr. Walleye, Mark Martin, joins me, and then we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner. Yeah, Mike. Mike says those were great pictures of your fishing trip with her. She's a really nice lady. I really, really enjoyed it. Doing well in the Trenton Channel with purple and pink crawler harnesses, 3-ounce bottom bouncers. Cool, cool, cool. Johnny Bowler, the man that he's saying hi to Gary Morgan. I think Gary Morgan's with us. What'd you say about Ed Beckley? He let you down. You didn't get your pickles. That doggone Ed Beckley. Sherry, what does this one say? Society of the American Side-by-Side Shotguns. Excellent. We'll do that. Sherry Harpum, are you with us, my dear? Has anybody seen Sherry yet? Because I feel like giving away some freaking pickles. Hello, Jim. How are you? Jim used to work with Dr. Wersing when he was up here in Midland. Has anybody seen Sherry yet? Sherry Harpum. because she is our freaking pickles girl. She's actually a lady. And she's going to be the one to pick our winners tonight. There she is. There she is. Hey, Sherry. Let's give away some freaking pickles, my friends. You have 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3 minutes starting right now. Make your comments on why you want to give away or why you want to win some freaking pickles. They're excellent. I'll get to that, Bernie. That'll be a question. That will be a topic of conversation after we give away these freaking pickles. Whitmer's appointees to the NRC. I'll get to that. Along with my Ask Avery question this week as well. But first, make your comments right now about why you should win some freaking pickles. Our friend Sherry Harpham happens to be Ted Harpham of Dart and Archery's wife. She'll pick the winner. And then she will ship those off to you. Unless you live somewhere where there's a store that carries the freaking pickles, then you can pick them up in the store. Crystal Light. Freaking pick. Here's some of the comments. Freaking pickles. You can't keep those pickles in the house. Really want to try those freaking pickles. Where's the one I saw up here? There we go. Lots of pickles on that. Where did you find those pickles? Huh. They are delicious. Rob is depressed up there. No meat sticks or freaking pickles this year. Need some for the 4th. Can you believe next weekend is the 4th of July already? This weekend, as in Saturday, is my birthday. 62 years old. A minute and a half. I don't pay any attention to my watch. A minute and a half on the freaking pickles contest. Why do you want to win some freaking pickles? Yeah, next weekend is the 4th of July weekend already. Isn't that crazy? Dave keeps his simple. Freaking pickles, please. Johnny says he'd like to try them. Johnny, if I hunt with you, I will bring you some Mike Avery hunter sticks and some freaking pickles. And much more. 1 minute. 1 minute. They are. If I say they're good, then they are true. 1 minute. Who said they're to die for? Need some pickles to heat up Saginaw Bay, that's for sure. Oh, here's a good one. My name ain't Peter. I'd like a bag of pickles. I'll pick them right at Ricker's Market. Thank you. That's Scott Keatswin from Linwood Taxidermy, linwoodtaxidermy.com, who did my bear mount, my bear rug. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The contest ends right. Right now. Contest is over. Contest is over. Sherry, how many are we giving away tonight? We're going to give away to one winner or to two. And I should have mentioned, if you've won in the last 2 weeks, don't even put your name out here. But I forgot to. 62 is it? Hey, Ace, how you doing, bud? Make him a bait. Who said something about 62 is eligible for Social Security? I saw that on there somewhere. Happy birthday to us. Who said he's going to be 62 in July? Hey, happy birthday to us. And the winner is Craig Plowman. Craig Plowman. You couldn't have picked a better guy. I know Craig. He's a good guy. And he will put those freaking pickles to good use. In fact, he'll probably put them on a bait and fish with them, like Bruce suggested. Craig, send me your info. Yes, Randy, I did pick up my rug. Craig, send me your info, and we'll have, Sherry says, let's do two. All right, Sherry, it's up to you. We're not going to do another contest. Pick yourself another winner. Sherry says, we're going to do two. Sherry's very generous. She's a very nice lady. I used to work with Sherry at TV5, WNAM TV5. Long time ago. So Craig Plowman is the winner of our first batch of freaking pickles. Sherry is going through the comments right now. And we're going to pick another one. Hey, Chad. Nice to have you along with us this evening. All right. We should have you on sometime soon and give away a bow, Chad. All right, Sherry. No more buzzer sounds. No more buzzer sounds first. You've got to... I'm good for one buzzer sound per contest. Lori loves Sherry. Sherry loves Lori. Having a second by Wild Club tournament all great. I'll be on the lookout for him. Excellent idea. And and the second winner is Rob Sador. Rob is from White River, Ontario, Canada, and he was bemoaning the fact that we weren't bringing any Mike Avery Hunter sticks or freaking pickles up to him this year. So, Rob, you're good to go. So, Rob, send me your shipping address. I think Sherry can get those into Ontario. That's right. Craig's getting married. That's right. I forgot about this. Sherry, you picked Craig because Craig is getting married Saturday and he can serve the freaking pickles at his reception. So, by the way, Craig, congratulations, too. How cool is that? Congratulations on your impending nuptials. Very cool. Congrats. I don't know what you did to deserve a lady as nice as her. Or I don't know how bad she was to deserve you, one or the other. I don't know which it is. Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it. Changing mower blades. All right, Johnny, have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. Pickles and poutine. Poutine, an Ontario delicacy. Sherry Harpham, Freakin' Pickles, freakinpickles.com. Thank you as always. I will send you off those shipping information tomorrow. And thank you as well. freakinpickles.com, freakinpickles.com. Let's talk a little bit about the newest appointees to Michigan's Natural Resources Commission, the NRC. Remember the debacle that we had before when George Hartwell, who was the former mayor of Grand Rapids, got shot down. And the other one was a former biologist for MUCC. She got shot down. The state Senate Advice and Consent Committee grilled them both and they shot them down. So we had some openings. Now we had 3 openings. So now the governor, who, by the way, and I'm not making a political statement here at all, but is there any doubt that we have heard about or from our Michigan governor more in the last 3 months than we have heard from the combined 3 previous governors total? She's a busy lady. So the 3 people being nominated for the Michigan Natural Resources Commission are Carol Rose, J.R. Richardson, and Mike Lashbrook. I know Carol Rose. I know her from the Michigan Wildlife Council. I know her from MUCC. I think she's an excellent choice. She's pro-hunting. She's pro-fishing. She's pro-natural resources. She's pro-conservation. I am confident that she will do a great job. J.R. Richardson is a guy who was on the how nice, Chris. I'm going to show your comment. Well, that's not the one I was going to show. Your baby just got engaged. Well, congrats on that, Chris. Craig says you can pick him up at Jackson Saginaw. I'll let you and Sherry work that out, Craig. J.R. Richardson was on the Natural Resources Commission before for quite a while. In fact, he was chairman of that commission. Now, during his tenure, his time in office, he did have some people who were not absolutely in love with all of his decisions. However, I say, if you're in a public position long enough, I know this firsthand, that you're going to make people mad. You're going to piss some people off. You're going to alienate some people. So the fact that some people have come out and said they don't like certain decisions he was involved in, I'll accept that with a grain of salt because he's been in that position for a long time and it's a no-win position as far as I'm concerned. I would never want to be an NRC commissioner. So I think overall, I think he's going to be a great choice too. Now this Mike Lashbrook, I don't know him at all. I understand he's from the west side of the state and he is a lobbyist in Lansing for the beer and wine industry, if I remember right. Now, I'm not sure how that qualifies him to be an NRC commissioner, other than the fact that he knows Lansing, he knows the players, and he knows the system. But we'll see. We'll see. There are now 60 days, I think it is, 60 days the Senate has to either just sit back and let him go they will then be officially. I mean, they were at the meeting the other day, I think, or they'll be at the next one at least. So we'll see what happens there. This week's, I think it's interesting. I'm going to post this, even though, okay, Paul Jenkins, a friend of mine, owns a couple of beautiful properties. One of them in Ogemaw County, not Ogemaw, Rose City. Is that Ogemaw County? Excellent hunting property. I've hunted there several times. Full of bears, by the way. And Paul is so mad at the governor and the state legislature and the DNR that he's leaving Michigan. He's going to Wisconsin. Now, he has family there. That's why he's going to Wisconsin. Personally, I don't care how mad I get at the system here. I don't care how mad I get at the politicians here, the DNR, the NRC, or anything else. I could never leave Michigan. I don't know, Dennis, what is happening with the feed? On my end, it looks just fine. Anybody else having a problem with the feed tonight? Bill Hoffman, where have you been, buddy? I had to say who was on the show this week without even being prompted. And my old brain can't keep track of such things. Here's an interesting comment from Chad Bailey. 99 days until the opening day of bow season, in case anyone is counting. A lot of people are counting, Chad. No what? Oh, no problems with the feed. Randy I. Murray says it looks good on his end. Yes, Bill. W.C. Hoffman, the most interesting man in Michigan. Your screen locked up about 5 minutes. You know, when I try to do something like this, there are a lot of moving parts here because we're using consumer grade technology and social media to try to produce something that is, I don't want to say professional quality, but as good as I can make it. And if you've seen my Wednesday night lives from the last 2 weeks, I continue to experiment with this StreamYard software that allows me to bring people in. It allows me to show comments like this. All right, Chris, good deal. Talk to you later. I'm using, a professional quality microphone, same things we would use in a radio studio. But they don't always work out perfect, right? They don't always work out great, but they work out as good as I can make them, that's for sure. 99 days until bow season. That's like 99 bottles of beer on the wall, right? You all know my thoughts on this. I just cannot get that excited about deer hunting, period. I just can't do it. I will try to shoot a big doe with my recurve and then probably be done. But don't get between me and a Michigan black bear this fall, or a Saginaw Bay walleye. Speaking of walleye, did any of you see the comment posted here? Well, if you're on YouTube, the comment was posted on my Facebook page. I showed I showed a picture, and I don't remember if it was me and Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats holding up a couple of walleye, or if it was Mike Grillo and Nick Grillo. I think it was me and Nick holding up a couple of Saginaw Bay walleye. And some lady, in fact, I think she was out west. She wasn't a Michigan person. Not that matters. She said, how dare you keep those fish? You're terrible. You're a terrible person for keeping those fish. I'm like, wow. Well, number one, why? Do you know what you're talking about? Let's discuss this a little bit. And she said that her dad told her that it's okay to fish. I was looking at something. It's okay to fish, but it's not okay to keep your fish. That you should never keep the fish that you catch. Sounds good, Bill. If I can help you, I certainly will. This sounds a little bit like the mafia, eh? I need a favor. Hey, Mike, I'm looking for a favor. I'll help you if I can, Bill. Jeff said he saw it. Well, the thing of it is, first of all, I don't keep that many walleye because I don't like to eat fish. I love to catch them, but I don't like to eat them. So unless somebody's fishing with me that I want to send fish home with them, I don't keep them. I throw them back. But that doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's here we go. It's an offer you can't refuse. So I don't actually keep that many fish, but we do keep a few. And there's no doubt there are some fisheries where if you were to take fish, you would hurt the resource, like the holy waters of the Ausable or something like that. But we're talking Lake Michigan salmon fishery, Saginaw Bay walleye fishery, Lake Erie walleye fishery, Detroit River walleye fishery, whatever it is. There are, and these are the latest numbers from the DNR because I just got them yesterday, 5.5 million adult walleye in Saginaw Bay. That's their estimate. That's fish 2 years or older. 5.5 million. Fishermen catch this. Now, you're not going to be able to read it, okay? But that is the catch rate for fishermen since 1986, including trolling fishermen, open water fishermen, ice fishermen, and charter fishermen. And it averages out in a good year something like 300,000 fish. $5.5 million fish, and fishermen are taking 300,000 fish. There are so many fish out there that the DNR is no longer stocking fish in the bay. There are so many fish out there that they changed the limit so anglers would catch more. They went from a 15-inch limit to a 13-inch limit. They went from a 5 daily creel limit to 8 fish because they want to thin out the population because there are too many fish out there. I just thought it was interesting that she would make such an ignorant comment. But you know what? There are a lot of ignorant people in the world. My dad said you should never take fish. You should never keep fish. You're a terrible person. You're a terrible person because you kept fish. A lot of stupid people in this world. What's this one? It's super important for the ecosystem. Humans are walleye predators like perch are walleye predators. Without us, the smaller fish would thin out too much. You think that she thinks we're hurting the fish's feelings? Fish do have feelings. I talk to fish all the time. You ought to hear me on the Angler Quest. I reason with them. I plead with them. I threaten them. I try to get into their mind like they're getting into my mind. I'll tell them. All right, fish, if we don't get a bite in 5 minutes, we're going to move. We're going to leave you. Prove to me you're there. Sometimes it works. You got to let them know. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And I made that the topic of this week's Ask Avery segment, which is at the end of hour number 2. John talks fish too, huh? You have to. Randy says, here, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy. You can just hear me. I've been known to say that, or usually, come on, fish. Come on, fish. Show me what you got. Come on, fish. Just let me know. Give me a hint. Give me a clue. Let me know what's going on. You know, it's like, well, true. It's like, you catch one fish. That's not a pattern. They get your attention. You catch another fish. You start to see what it is. Is it speed? Is it depth? Is it color? And it's usually going to be depth, in my opinion. You catch a third fish, and then if there's a consistency, and there's probably going to be some consistency in that third fish, then you start to have your pattern. Then you start to know. Is my new mug? Hey, Randy, how you doing? Is my new mug going to be used as a lure? This one, oh, like the one that I showed on Facebook here the other day. Wasn't that cool? What a great Father's Day gift that was. Yeah, she must really hate the stories from the Bible where they took fish. Ed says he sings a couple of songs, but they aren't safe for radio. Ed, this isn't radio. Sing them right now. Go ahead and sing them right now. We'll listen. We'll just listen real. I got my earbuds in. We'll listen real close. Sing your songs, Ed, because we're not on the radio. Don't call me right now. Explain this to me. I put my phone, because I'm using my phone actually as my camera for my Wednesday Night Live, because I get a better image from my iPhone. I think it might be time to change that Band-Aid. Get a better image from my iPhone than I do from my laptop. No worms on the boat. That's why there's no fish. That ain't true, Robert. That one ain't true at all. Have we heard anything about the waste disease being in Michigan? Which waste disease, Micah? Chronic wasting disease? If so, we've heard it ad nauseum. Interesting. Back in the 80s, we would catch a small walleye and hook a line to its tail with a bobber and follow the school. Interesting. Maybe not legal anymore, or maybe it is. I don't know, but a pretty good idea. Follow that school. Absolutely. That's pretty cool. I'm still wondering what this is. No, not this one. The wasting disease. This right here we go. The wasting disease. It's got to be chronic wasting disease. Hey, Glenn. How are you doing, buddy? Dennis, am I the only one having trouble getting the video? Dennis, everybody else said the feed looks pretty good tonight. I can only do what I can do on my end. And that is, relying on Facebook and my Wi-Fi. And chronic wasting disease, Micah. It's terrible. It's changed the way we hunt. Excuse me. Allergies. I know that's gross, but I can barely breathe right now. Chronic wasting disease, whether you buy into it or not, and I tend to buy into it, that it is a real legitimate problem, that it's changed the way we hunt here in Michigan because the powers that be have bought into it. So we've got it. Flicker shad seem to be doing well this year. And that's another thing Lance Valentine talked about, because I'll tell you what's producing maybe unusually well this year is lead core with spoons. Lance has a theory on that, as he does with most things. That's got to be on your end then, Robert. He thinks the bait fish on Saginaw Bay this summer, and by the way, I have been marking more bait fish, more schools of bait fish, more balls of bait fish on Saginaw Bay this summer than I can remember in the recent history. But he says, Lance says that when you look at those bait fish, they're little tiny fish. They're smaller than a flicker shad, a number 7 flicker shad. And most of us are running number 7 flicker shads. So he says the spoons are more the size. Now, this is interesting. Glenn says he runs spoons and lead core at 3.5 miles an hour. At that speed, Glenn, how much depth do you lose? Because I know at 2.5 miles an hour, you're going to get 4 to 5 feet of depth per lead core color. So 2 colors going to get you 8 to 10. 3 colors going to get you 12 to 15. That's at 2.5 miles an hour. Glenn, when you're running at 3.5, how much do you lose? Usually on the, Micah says, usually on the bay, I use bottom bouncers with lead core running to a small spoon. Interesting. I have been running offshore tackle tadpoles, the big ones, the 3s and the magnums, off the back corners of the Angler Quest, bouncing them on the bottom like you would bounce a bottom bouncer with a night crawler. But of course, I'm not using a night crawler. And I'll run a spoon behind them. And that configuration has been catching some fish this summer. What's this one? Pretty excited to do some trolling with Humminbird Helix 7. Finally to get to join the side imaging party. Justin, I will be so curious, so interested in what you think of it. I've played around with it. Like when I'm in the river, I'll use the side imaging and it's very obvious and it's very cool and it's very fun. What I want to do is use it out on open water and try to get a feel for how to use it in open water. And so far, I haven't quite dialed it in. I'm fascinated by it. And I think it's pretty cool. John just caught number 5, and he's out kayak fishing right now as he watches the show. How cool is that? What are my thoughts on the windmills they were talking about putting inside the water on the shoreline? Good fish spawning area? I don't want to see him put anything in the water. Anyone here do a walleye charter looking to get out soon? Steve, I can tell you, well, are you looking for Saginaw Bay? Because if you're looking for Saginaw Bay, I would send you to Jeff Godey, Lance Valentine, Mark Panazik. There's a bunch of good charter captains on Saginaw Bay these days. Lots of them, in fact, these days. So if you're talking Saginaw Bay, check out the guys. And I got a bunch of good ones in my marina. I just don't know them as well as I know the guys at Linwood Beach. Grand Traverse Bays. That would be pretty cool. Just fishing Grand Traverse Bay would be cool itself, right? Just the clear water. Catfish noodling. Lori. You are one brave lady. Wow. I want to see video and pictures of that because I don't have the guts to do it. I could not make myself reach into murky, dirty water that I can't see through, reaching up underneath logs and rocks and stones, trying to find the mouth or the whiskers or the fins of a big catfish, stick my hand in its mouth until it chomps down on me, and then grab that fish and pull it back out of there. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. New charter this past week for Saginaw Bay. Mike Martin just had his final inspection. We went to the captain's class together. Scott and I went to the captain's class together. Mike Martin just had his final inspection. Scott, are you chartering right now, Scott? Because as you know, I have my license now, but I'm not chartering. Are you chartering? Chevy's in Grand Traverse right now. Just landed the first fish, a laker. Chevy, I think it's funny. Not funny. I think it's interesting and cool how you have rekindled your passion for fishing. That's very cool. And Chevy says it was a day on the water. I don't know if this is true or if he was just stroking me. But he says that a day on the water walleye fishing with me on Saginaw Bay aboard the Angler Quest helped rekindle that passion. So I think that's cool. Scott says, nope, not running charters, just working. I hear that. There will be pictures and hopefully video. I'm excited. Tournament fundraiser for the family of great men who passed away from COVID at Saginaw Bay out of Sunset Marina this Saturday, 5:30 a.m. Starts 7 o'clock, weigh in at 1,500. That would be 3 o'clock for your non-military types. Chevy says it's 100% true. Hey, listen, if I could ever take credit for reinvigorating anybody's passion for the outdoors, I don't care if it's hunting, fishing, shooting, trapping, or whatever, that's a good day. That's, you know what? Other than bringing a person to the Lord, in my opinion, bringing them to the outdoors is the second highest calling I could have. Countdown timer app is set. To what? To your retirement, Scott? Here's an interesting question, Robert. I'm glad you asked this. What size of boat is the captain license good for? You used to hear a lot about the 6-pack license, which meant that you could take you and 6 anglers out on your boat. The class that I took from Great Lakes Charter Training, Captain Mel Stackpool and Captain John Littlefield, was actually based on the tonnage of the boat. So I am licensed to run up to a 25-ton boat. I can captain or my master's license is good for a boat. That's not true. That's not true, Scott. That's not true. There are different types of licenses, and it's not a Coast Guard license anyway. It is a Coast Guard license. Anyway, so my license is good for a boat up to 25 tons. Now, had I taken the time to document more hours on the water, my license could have gone up to a 100-ton vessel. But I didn't want to take the time to document because I knew I was never going to have to worry about a boat anything bigger than 25 tons. That's a big boat. That's far bigger than I'll ever need. Plus, my license is good for, I have a towing endorsement, so I could run a towboat or something like that too. I highly, highly recommend it. If you are looking to be a charter captain, in fact, I might get Captain Mel Stackpool on here next week. I highly recommend it. I made a couple of notes here. Invoices, because I got to follow up on those. Mel Stackpool. I have to write these things down or I'll never remember them. What's this? I don't know about that, Tim. But it would be wonderful. We got about 5 minutes left, my friends. I like to keep these about 45 minutes long. Let's pick a topic for the next 5 minutes and you and I just shoot the breeze. What do you want to talk about? Why do you have more hair on your chin than on your head? Hugo, because I chose to shave my head. I still have hair on my head. It still grows. It's kind of thin right through here. But, and here's the honest to goodness truth about why I shaved my head. It's a reminder to me that I'm not the person that I was 2 years ago. I've lost more than 100 pounds. And so every time I look in the mirror or every time I look at my face, myself on camera now, I see a guy who doesn't look like the old fat guy. He looks like an old, thinner guy. So that's why I shaved my head, because it reminds me I'm a new person, and it reminds me to continue to exercise and eat right and keep the weight off. That's why. It's no, dumbass, I'm not a skinhead. There we go. Delete comment. Block user. I have that ability, and I just used it. Robert wants to get his captain's license. Listen, Great Lakes Charter, glctraining.com. I highly recommend them because, for one thing, they will guarantee that you will pass your Coast Guard test. And it's not an easy test. I thought you were gone there, dummy. I don't know how he got around that because I thought I blocked him. I already talked about this weekend show, Kevin. You were late to the party. Hugo has been blocked. Hugo, consider yourself banned from anything that I do. Don't want to see you. Don't want to see your comments. Don't want to see your name. Don't want to hear your name. Don't want to know anything about you. Could care less about you. You are now completely insignificant in my life. Right? That's a chance I take when I go out here live on social media. Mine, I got some scars and dents too. I just make the most of it. I'm not fishing this weekend, Ed. Actually, I found out there's some kind of a birthday party for me Saturday, or there's a party that it's not maybe a birthday party, but there's a party that I'm supposed to be at because it is my birthday. 35 more to go. It is, Chad. It is a challenge. And you just got to stick with it. glctraining.com. There you go. glctraining.com. No, I'm not fishing this weekend as much as I would like to. I'm not. I was hoping to fish tomorrow or Friday, but the forecast looks pretty windy. My grandson wants to go, and I don't want to take him out on a windy day. So we'll see. All right, my friends. I think we've done it. I think we successfully pulled off another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Could not have done it without your help. You know what? I couldn't do any of this without your help. I couldn't do the radio show. I couldn't do this social media stuff. I couldn't do the Wednesday Night Live. So I appreciate you being along with me. Oh, one programming note. As it stands right now, I will not be doing a Wednesday Night Live next Wednesday. If the weather holds, if the weather turns to crap, I won't be able to do what I had intended to do. But the plans are right now, I will be tied up next Wednesday night on something that is actually more important than this. So I won't be able to do it. So in the meantime, have a great week. You can always reach me. You can send me an email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. That's mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Love to hear from you. Comments, questions, concerns, gripes, questions, or whatever. I'm there. Mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. All right, my friends. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live.